not messing around today. I used to run a lot before getting into weightlifting. I was a cardio bunny. I'm like, yeah, but you don't do Stairmaster, so. Why is this so hard? We love shoulders in Fit Model. My rule is whatever feels the best for you is gonna be optimal. That crystal light, I'm telling you. Okay, these are getting a little hard. Every machine that I use, I'm always like hanging on it, get some sort of stretch from it. But honestly, if there's one thing we can learn from cats, like watch how often they stretch. Like that's how often we should be stretching. Basically went off of feel, and it feels good, so there's that. Come on. Unfortunately, we'll miss the first ever pro show for Fit Model. Holy cow. Had to stop mid-sentence. A little heavy. My arms are already toast. That was like harder. It was pretty hard, so I'm not even gonna try to play that off like it wasn't hard. That was hard. Why do I work out? Lost count again. I don't know. Just kind of rocking with it. That's it. That's all I got for that one. Woof. Everything's burning. Everything hurts. I cannot raise my arms past this position. What is up, you guys? Happy Friday. It's Friday at the time of filming this video. So good vibes. Heading into the weekend. We're gonna get this workout done. It's like 4 o'clock, so not too busy in here, which is nice. Thinking for today, actually we were thinking, we talked before this, we're gonna do accessory day. So like, you know, calves, core, tris, bis. Honestly, just whatever's like speaking to me right now, because I wanted to do a leg day, but my glutes are still a little bit sore from a couple days ago, so probably not the smartest. Probably save legs for tomorrow, little Saturday leg day. But yeah, I've just been walking for like 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, trying to actually just digest my pre-workout meal that I just had. Feels like it's just kind of sitting there, but slowly but surely we're feeling a little bit better. Hopefully it'll go straight to the workout. I'm also drinking an energy drink, which probably is not helping. I'm like gonna stop. I'm like halfway done because I think it's just making me more full. So we're gonna go stretch a little bit. Someone in the last video asked me what was in my gym bag, so I'll give you a tour of my little gym bag situation. I know, so exciting. Can't even hold that for very long. This is like back from my running days. Like this would be the go-to stretch, the warm-up. Always get the hips and the legs really warm. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I used to run a lot before getting into weightlifting. I was a cardio bunny, probably like a lot of other women out there. I just ran. I did half marathon, a full marathon, and it wasn't until after I ran my full and then COVID hit that I really started getting into weight training, and have not looked back since. Ooh. Ooh. Slowly come out of that stretch. Yeah, I honestly really used to think running and mileage would give me the physique that I always really wanted, which was like pretty much the bikini like physique, and hardly weight trained or resistance trained, and I was pretty much like, I would classify myself as like a skinny fat body type. Like I was lean in the limbs, but I wasn't, you know, dense with muscle. I didn't have a lot of muscles popping. I've always had decent legs because I played soccer and volleyball and all those sports growing up, but I guess I just thought back then like running would give me that lean muscular build that I wanted. And of course that is not the case. Cardio, we love cardio, it's great, but if you want that lean, toned, feminine, strong look, that's where the weights come into play. And it took me a while to figure that out for myself. And of course too, with eating and fueling your body. Yeah, cardio wise today, I just walked, like I said. And we were talking before we started filming that what do you classify as cardio? Is walking cardio? To Zion it is.
Of course it's
to me.
Powerlifting. Like, what are you
Okay. Well, he's a power lifter, so that doesn't count. No, that's messed up. He's over here lifting like 20 times what I am, and I'm like, yeah, but you don't do Stairmaster, so. We all have, listen, every sport has their ups and downs. Everyone's got their moment, but if I'm like counting walking as my cardio, then it's gotta be high intensity, up an incline, you know, higher speed, quicker pace, where my heart rate is up. That's how I classify it, is I want my heart rate to be in a specific range, which is usually 130 to 140 beats per minute. And that's why I usually just go for stairs, because that'll get me there like pretty quickly versus trying to find that on the treadmill. It's like, I mean, you're basically running at that point, at least for me. For bike is great too, but when it comes to prepping, my coach and I have just always preferred Stairmaster. Just keep it the same, you know, don't start switching things around and changing variables in your prep. So I just stick with Stairmaster throughout preps, and then off season I kind of play with different forms of cardio. Okay, I'm gonna show you what's in my gym bag. Obviously, water. But my water is not just water. There's creatine in here. I'll do a scoop a day for that. And then I put Crystal Light in my water because I think it's a prep thing. I have just gotten used to having flavored drinks and depending on those to help curb like the sweet cravings. I carry Pri with me in case I want to take it. I don't always take it, so I didn't take it today. I did have like half of that energy drink, but protein shake just in case something happens in my day, I'm at the gym too long, I need food, like emergency. These are the emergency snacks. Rice cakes that I was gonna share with Zion if he wanted. Protein. Listen, what do you want from me? It works, okay? It doesn't have to stay cold. It won't like get gross sitting in the bag. It works, okay? Heels. My Amazon cheap posing heels that I wear for every show. They look just like the super fancy, you know, expensive ones, but they're a fraction of the cost. They have never broken on me on show day, knock on wood. Those are great because, I mean, I don't pose every day, but you never know when you're just feeling it. Tripod, obviously. Again, I don't use that every day. I just keep it in case I feel like filming, because I find that filming sometimes gets in the way of my workout. Hence why Zion's here, so I don't have to think about it. We've got like a bunch of different bands, easy, different strengths and resistances. Let's see, we've got hand sanitizer because we're in a public gym and that's nasty. And my grips for back day, leg day, whatever. Always have gum in my bag, always. I'm actually gonna have a piece. Do you want one? I always will offer, if I ever am going for a piece of gum, I'll always offer whoever I'm with a piece of gum. Because like, to me, that's just polite and I don't want to be rude. And just like smacking my gum over here and you're smelling watermelon and you're like, damn, I wish I had a piece of watermelon gum. So there's that. And then like a little face spray that just feels really good. Keeps me like, I don't know, cooled down. Smells good when you're stinky and sweaty at the gym. That's pretty much it. And then, you know, like headphones, keys, all that jazz. And then I only have half pieces of gum. Fun fact. I only eat half pieces. And Ian thinks that's so weird. But listen, when I was little, I had jaw problems. So ever since then, my dentist and like orthodontists were like, you know, try not to chew gum. And if you do chew gum, only chew half a piece. And here we are a decade later and it stuck with me. So accessory day. Let's start on cables, actually. We'll start with upper body. We'll throw in core like just throughout. I love this little thing. Not every gym is gonna have it, but I've just found a lot of different uses for it. And we're gonna start with just a back and a bicep movement. Kind of just want to warm up with like some of these. Woo. Okay, and then we're gonna go straight into a set of bicep curls and just superset those two movements with the same attachment. I'm just focusing on the squeeze at the top and lowering the weight slowly. Already breaking into sweat. It's hot in here today. Last one. Okay, perfect. Starting off strong. We're gonna bump up the weight for that back movement, and probably for biceps too, we'll go a little bit heavier, just because we're not messing around today. That crystal light, I'm telling you, I'm not the only one. A lot of bodybuilders do this. We get tired of our food, so we explore with 0-calorie drinks. Pretty much is how it goes. And once you start a habit on prep, I mean, if you think about it, you're prepping for maybe 5 months, 6 months, possibly. It's a long time. And if you form certain habits and things that you like, and just like things that help you survive your prep, I mean, it's kind of hard to just throw that away once you're done with your show. So those habits will probably follow you into your reverse, into your off season. And honestly, in my opinion, it's better to keep a lot of the things in your life the same in and out of prep. That way you just constantly stay dialed. Maybe not as dialed as you are when you're actually cutting, but you know, that way you're not totally falling off the wagon. You're still in your routine, checking your boxes, making sure you're drinking enough water. And so like that for me, if my water is flavored, I know that I'll want to drink it more, and I'll make sure to hit my water goal every day, even outside of prep in my off season. Okay, these are getting a little hard. Last one. So, crystal light. And another fun fact, I only drink the sweet tea flavor. So it's basically a sweet tea, which, who doesn't love that?
Like a cat, man.
Like a cat?
Yeah. Everything's like a scratch post to a cat.
Yes.
Like everything's like a stretching device to use. You know?
It's funny, I was just thinking about that. Because seriously, every machine that I use, I'm always like hanging on it, like pulling on it, doing something with my body to just get some sort of stretch from it. But honestly, if there's one thing we can learn from cats, it's like watch how often they stretch. Like that's how often we should be stretching throughout the day, realistically. It's like every time they get up from sitting down or laying down, or they're always stretching first and then they start walking. It's like, why don't we do that? Maybe that's why my hips are so tight. I checked in with my coach last week and the feedback was basically, okay, we're definitely out of the reverse phase. of, you know, coming from my last show. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna drop the weight. So that means, you know, fully in off-season mode, which is exciting, and where we make the improvements that we need to make. And in his opinion, he said, you know, like, we should aim to grow a little bit in these next couple months. We don't have a ton of time before I'll have to start cutting down again, but still try to make the most of this off season, be super intentional with training, growing, you know, lean growth, eating, making sure I'm hitting my meals, which I have been. But everything right now, at least I feel like, is relatively balanced between like top half, lower half, left to right, like all of that. So if I'm gonna grow something, I'm gonna have to grow everything. Like if I just focus on bringing up my legs, then my legs will become too overpowering to my upper body. So growing, yes, but growing everything. So even biceps, triceps, calves, all of it. And then the core work that I'm gonna do today too, I'll try to throw in like 2 to 3 times a week. Nothing crazy, like 1 to 2 exercises, if that. Just to keep it tight. They're usually not weighted exercises, so usually more body weight, because we don't want like the blockiness. We don't want that to grow. We just want to keep everything really conditioned, really tight. So someone crazy was doing 80, but we're just gonna do, what is that, 15? Yeah. Basically went off of feel, and it feels good. So there's that. And just really focusing on like that bottom part, crunching really hard, not coming all the way up out of it, so that way you don't lose the tension at the top. You stay in that crunched tight position and then crunch further from that point. Okay, tricep dips. Get right up to that point of failure, but not quite. Whew. Perfect. I love these because I also feel them like front delt, and I'm a big shoulder fan. We love shoulders in Fit Model. So those dips, front delt, triceps, and then we're coming straight back to the crunch. Come on. Last one. Oh my God. Wow. Why does it feel like we've been working out for an hour already? Okay. Back to dips. We're gonna make this one harder, so less assistance. Yeah. So some exciting news came out. Yes, yeah, it was yesterday. It like just came out that certain shows are already starting to announce whether they're gonna have Fit Model in 2026. So far, Japan announced as like the first ever pro show for Fit Model, but that's like end of February, which is I think a little too soon for what my coach and I have in mind. And also it's in Japan, so it's a little expensive to get out there, but eventually one day that's the goal, is to go international. But for the purpose of this upcoming year and what our goals are, we're just gonna keep it within the US. And that's plenty of traveling in itself, like going to different states. So unfortunately, we'll miss the first ever pro show for Fit Model, but that'll be really cool to see. And then I know that Wasatch Warrior, which I want to say is Utah. I think it's Utah. They announced they're gonna have Fit Model. I think that's in April, which again is pretty soon. We didn't really plan to start that early. I think we're shooting for like May as like our first show. And then another confirmed show is end of June, which is here in Florida. And that one is the St. Pete Pro. Oh, it's a little heavy. So considering that's like basically in my backyard, you know, little 4-hour drive, I think we're definitely gonna shoot for that one. And just like in general, do a lot of Florida shows, because I think when you're looking at competing, whether you're an amateur or a pro, holy cow, I had to stop mid-sentence. Oh, a little heavy. Come on, girl. Last one. Come on. Okay. Now I'll finish my sentence. Whether you're a pro or an amateur, keeping it somewhat local, so like within your state, is probably best / ideal, because it's just easier. You don't have to deal with like time changes and flying and retaining water and changing climates, whether it's dry or humid. So take advantage of the Florida shows next year with some additional, you know, out of state. We're still waiting on like the official list to come out. They haven't dropped the entire 2026 show list yet. So as soon as that happens, then we can be like, okay, we're doing this show. We're gonna have to start prep at this date. You're gonna prep for this many weeks and then have, you know, some time in between shows. We can figure all that out, but right now it's just kind of like, oh, this show announced that they're gonna have Fit Model. Cool, maybe we could do that one, type of thing. So loosely in our head, we're aiming for May as the projected first show that I'll do. Good. Last one. My arms are already toast. We'll make it a drop set. So I'm gonna keep the weight that I just did. That was like harder. It was pretty hard. So I'm not even gonna try to play that off like it wasn't hard. That was hard. So I don't think body weight dips are happening today. I always get extra impressed by the people that like chain a plate to their waist and like do it. We're not there yet. One day. Oh my God. Like barely could not squeeze out that like last little bit. That's good. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to fall. Wow. Why is this so hard? Just contemplating all my life decisions right now. Why do I work out? What am I?
Another ab movement, calf movement.
Ab movement. Sion's my trainer today.
Yeah, we're locked in.
He's gonna be the reason we get to Olympia. Okay, let's go. We will do another ab movement and try to snag a bench for that.
Big crunches?
No. We're actually gonna do a shoulder thing. A triple set shoulder thing that, yeah, see? You like that? You like that one? That's pretty good. It's gonna be good, I promise. You don't need a bench to do this. You can also just do it laying on the floor, but having a bench is comfy. And now I can do my ab thing that I wanted to do because I have a bench now. So whether you're on the floor or on a bench setting this up, just make sure that the cable is in line with wherever your body is laying. So like if I was laying on the floor, I'd put the cable all the way to the floor. And I'll usually start with like 10 on this and probably keep it there because these get pretty difficult. So you'll have a rope attachment. You're just gonna lay back. First movement is just an overhead raise. So you're bringing the cable really close to your face and then lowering it back down. Keeping that tension at the bottom instead of letting it drop all the way down. So tension stays here and then pull up from there and release slowly. You want to be struggling to get those last 2 reps. Then you're gonna come switch your grip from underhand to overhand. And you're doing an upright row here. You don't have to force the rope like all the way up here. You can just stop at that natural stopping point. So for me, it's just right there. I keep tension on the shoulder. Squeeze up, and then it stays out of the traps too, because a lot of the time people struggle with tight traps when you're training upper body. So this just keeps it in the shoulder. It's already on fire. Lost count again. I don't know. I'm just kind of rocking with it. Okay, last movement on this. Switch the grip again. That way your palms are now facing each other. Bring it up to your chest level, elbows tucked, and then push straight up to the ceiling, and then come down. Push straight up. I know it doesn't look like much, but they kill after the first 2 movements. Like even this, I'm struggling to get this up. Partials still count. That's it. That's all I got for that one. So that's the triple set, and then basically I would do that, or I am going to do it, at least another time through. Usually I'll do 3 times through, just to, you know, really make the point stick, you know, really get the shoulders. But by like the 3rd set through all 3 of them, I'll have to like either drop the weight or at least start at 10 and then like midway through the rep range, drop to 5. While our shoulders cool off though, I'm just gonna do abs again. Real quick. Then, so that's mostly gonna be lower abs. I'll go straight into like a candlestick crunch to target more upper. So just legs straight up in the air. Oh my God. Yeah. And that is my go-to ab movement. Really nothing fancy, but I get asked that all the time. Probably my most asked question is, do you train abs? Because when I cut down for shows, obviously you can see visible abs. separation in the core. And it looks really cool, and everyone wants to know, like, how many crunches are you doing, planks? And I really don't. Like, I wasn't even doing those while I was prepping for my last 2 shows. I just started doing them in the off season to just feel like I was keeping my core tighter and conditioned as I was putting back on more body weight. So, don't really do abs, to be totally honest. We're just doing it today because Zion told me to, so it's his fault.
Hey, you went to Olympia, you know what happened.
It's those bench crunches. We're keeping it at 10. Back to shoulders. Even though they're still tired from the last set. Okay. Maybe one more. Okay, upright row. And you don't have to go in this order. I just like to because, I don't know, just that last movement that I put is just extra hard at the end, and it's a little too easy when it's at the beginning. So to me, it just feels the best. But it's your workout, and my rule is whatever feels the best for you is going to be optimal. This last one, I don't think you understand how much it sucks. I might have to drop to 5 for this because I don't know how long we're gonna last. Woof. And then one more ab thing, and then we're gonna move on. Okay, good. I like to go really fast on those. So again, just keep that tension the whole way through. And like in my head, I almost think about it as like a sprint. Like I'm sprinting through the crunches to just really drive up that intensity in the core. Oh my God, everything's burning. Everything hurts. Okay, on to lower body. Because I cannot raise my arms past this position. A little seated calf raise. No weight first. This is another thing that I don't really train super often. I naturally have like decent calves. I mean, ever since I was little, all the running and sports that I did kind of built up my calves already. And when I was training for bikini, I wasn't really focusing on calves so much. I was really focusing on the bigger muscle groups and growing those. So now that we're in Fit Model, back to the point that I made earlier is if you're gonna bring up one body part, kind of got to bring up the whole package with it. And when I was looking at my stage photos the other day, just to kind of see how my balance looked, I thought to myself, yeah, I could bring up my calves a little, just in that back pose to to complement like the hamstring group, the quad sweep from the back, and then the glutes. And just kind of round it all out. You want to start from toes all the way up to the top of your head. Everything's got to be symmetrical. And stretch in between, obviously. Use the machine to stretch, always. So this will start our working set because first one just wanted to warm up, and then we'll go working weight, and then I'll superset with just some regular body weight calf raises. This feels so good. Ian's calling me. He just got off work. Sorry, babe, can't talk. Doing calf raises. That goes deep. This machine hits the calves deep. Woo. Ow. Come on, calves, bounce back. Hopefully next time we film, maybe the schedule will be out by then. It might be, they might make us wait till December at this point, I don't know. But as soon as that schedule comes out, I'll be able to share with you guys kind of our plan. But for now, we're staying focused, we're eating, we are lifting heavy, or at least trying to, and staying focused and just taking advantage of the time that I have now to fuel myself, get strong, get healthy for a long prep season next year. And you know what? Your mindset, if there's one thing to take away from this video, it's just that your mindset in season versus out of season shouldn't really change a whole lot. Same with your habits, like I was talking about earlier. Woo! Hold on. Okay. I hate to even use the term like in season and then out of season, because if you're like really wanting to be serious about this in your sport and what you're training for, I mean, in reality, you're always technically in season. It's not like you come out of your show and you're like, okay, like, peace out. I'm just gonna kind of do what I want for the next few months, and then when I decide to return to stage, like, get back into it, snap back out of my vacation mode mindset. If you truly, truly want to be successful in this and do well and turn pro or whatever your goals are, you really just have to treat it more so like a lifestyle and just stay motivated year round. It might look different, it might not be as intense as it is during prep, but you still have those goals. You still need to be drinking your water, getting your sleep, recovering, lifting, all the things. That should not change. Woo. I'm gonna be walking around like this tomorrow. All right, and with that, that is the workout. That's the accessory workout. Calves, arms, shoulders, a little bit of back, everything. So see you in the next YouTube video, and thank you for watching if you made it this far.